This is Coffee, Country, and Cody.
Hello and good morning. Welcome in, everybody. It is Tuesday, July the 8th. Feels like a Monday, but yeah, we checked. It is, in fact, Tuesday. Mm-hmm. That's right. I'm Kelly Sutton. That's Zach Bennett. He's here for Charlie Matos. Bill has the day off. Annie Nye is back. We are moving parts. Jeff Roberts upstairs in our studio, just punching buttons and making things happen all around the world. And this is Coffee, Country, and Cody. Thank you for tuning in this morning. We have so much to catch up on because yesterday we did a best of show. So we really haven't seen or talked to each other since the 4th of July. Did you have a good holiday?
I did. I was actually here working all day, which is fine because that means the company lets me bank that holiday and I can use it another time. So I'm going to celebrate my 4th of July in a couple of weeks in New York City. So
that's a good time. I just flew back last night.
Yeah.
I can confirm it is still there.
That's good.
Yeah,
good to know.
Yeah. Lots of stuff going on in New York. Of course, we had our big celebration, Let Freedom Sing. It was right here in Nashville, and I had a chance to be a part of that on the stage downtown. Incredible show. It was really the perfect weather for it. For the past few years, we've had thunderstorms that have rolled in and made a delay of some kind. First time in a long time. No rain whatsoever. Now, it was hot, and we had a whole lot of sunshine. But we got things started with Keisha Rainey. She sang our national anthem. And then Grace Bowers was there. Nico Moon came out. Russell Dickerson. And Dierks Bentley was our headliner. Although, if you talk to Doug from Hot Country Nights, he would claim they were headliners because they did play last. But Hot Country Nights was also on the stage, as well as the Nashville Symphony. And we had record-breaking numbers. 365,000 people were all downtown. It was a sight to see, Zach.
I remember I went to the first 4th of July ever downtown after Riverfront Park was built back in the 80s. And my parents were like, oh, there's so many people here. And there were probably 5,000 people. And we were like,
little did they know.
We're not going back next year. There's too many people.
Little did they know. Yeah, it was truly incredible. And thank you to everybody who put it together. Dina Ivey at the Nashville Convention and Visitors Corporation and Bonna Johnson, so many others that worked so hard to make all of that happen. And then all of our fire and safety crews, Metro Police Department, they were all out in full force. And it was an incredible time, and I hope everybody had a good time. Thank you to everybody who texted pictures and tagged me in them because they were out in the crowd. And hopefully you'll come back. You know, our next big thing that we've got going on, Music City Grand Prix. That's going to be in August. So if you want another fun event to come to Nashville for, there's one for you. And then Nashville New Year's Eve, of course, is always another big one. Well, still to come on the show this morning, we've got lots to cover, including entertainment headlines. We're going to be talking about what's going on to help those in Texas after the devastating flooding that happened there after the weekend. Of course, country music stars always step up to help, and that is no exception this time. Miranda Lambert and Robert Earl Keen both coming forward saying they're going to be helping out and pledging money in both those directions. So we've got that coming up for you, as well as meeting McKenna Faith Winters, a 17-year-old singer-songwriter. She's from Illinois. She's going to be in here and sitting down on the Assembly Food Hall stage in just a little bit.
From WSM Radio, this is Coffee, Country, and Cody.
Well, good morning, everybody, from our Simply Superior studio here in the A-Cup House on the Opry Plaza. And good morning to McKenna Faith Winters, who just walked in and sat down on our Assembly Food Hall stage this morning. I said, now, where are you from in Illinois?
Mechesney Park, Illinois.
Mechesney Park. Kind of like Kenny Chesney.
Exactly, yes.
But then you said, I just tell everybody Rockford.
Yeah, Rockford. Most people know that area better, so.
So how big is Mechesney? Give me some idea. Do you guys have a stop? Like, I come from a town that has a flashing caution light. We don't even have a stoplight.
No, it's a pretty big town.
Okay.
My school has 2,000 kids.
Oh,
so,
okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And you're 17?
I am, yes. 17 about 2 months ago.
I was going to say, how are you doing school and musical at the same time?
So I play softball too. So
how?
Oh my goodness. I played basketball too, and then I quit basketball after my freshman year. I'm going to be a senior.
Okay.
So I had to quit basketball. It was something I had to give up. I love music so much. It's like, this is what I want to do. So I had to give something up. I play travel and high school softball, and I mean, if it's something you love, you just got to find the time to do it. I mean, I've gotten pretty good at time management to a point between school and homework, and yeah.
I feel like I need to talk to mom and dad too, because I know.
Yeah, they're both teachers.
I was going to say they're right there with you, probably helping
right.
every step of the way.
They are, yes, they are. They're amazing. I couldn't ask for better parents. So.
We love you, mom and dad. We know how much you've given up to let her do all of this, because I have one that's doing the exact same thing. So it is one of those things. Mm-hmm. When did you discover that music was going to be the love of your life? How old were you?
So I started singing during COVID. I don't talk about it a lot, but when you're 11, 12 years old and COVID starts, you don't really know what's going on. Mm-hmm. I struggled with anxiety a lot. So music was a way to get away from that, and that's when I really started. And I posted videos during COVID, and then my social media started growing from there. So yeah,
that's fun. Okay, so which one do you like to post to the most? Is it TikTok? Is it Instagram? What
TikTok.
Are you? TikTok
for sure. Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, my biggest platform right now too. So
when you posted something, what was some of the feedback like? Because I think it's interesting when you look and you see numbers, you're like, there are real people attached to all of these numbers.
Yeah.
You know.
So we first started on YouTube.
Okay.
I wasn't a big TikTok person. My dad didn't. We didn't do a lot with it. I was young then, and then I started doing it a few years ago, and it's just been growing from there. I posted a national anthem video at my high school. I sang at the regional football game, and it has almost 7 million views now. So that's when it really, it's crazy. Like, you never know I wasn't even going to post it either.
Right.
It wasn't my favorite video. I was just getting over a cold. Like, I wasn't going to post it, and then I posted it, and 3 hours later, I'm like, what is happening? Like, I was like mind blown.
Okay, so I'm going to ask you a question, because I think that this is something a lot of people your age might struggle with.
Okay.
How do you get past being afraid that people are going to judge you or make fun of you or tell you you're cringe because you're posting these videos?
Well, I used to struggle with that a lot. I almost quit because I was so scared of that stuff.
Right.
Yeah. And I finally got to a point where it's just like I started like doing gigs and shows more, and like, I love this. Like, you can't let somebody stop you. Like, if that's something you love, you can't let anybody tell you what to do. It's
funny how for a minute it will seem cringe to friends, and then they'll be the ones that are calling and asking for tickets.
I got my friend here. She's all over it right now. She's in all my TikToks this last week, because we've been in Nashville for over a week now. A week.
So when you started singing, were you playing as well or just singing?
I was just singing. I was 11, so I was not really. And it was COVID. Like, we couldn't go anywhere. Yeah. So, and then I started playing out about a year and a half ago, and it's gotten huge. I have a full band now, and we're playing out all the time. I got shows in Wisconsin and Illinois right now. I was supposed to open for Ronnie McDowell not too long ago. The show got canceled, sadly, but yeah.
He's going through some health issues right now. So yeah, we love Ronnie. He's amazing.
We do.
So talk to me about who you were listening to. Like, what was an influence when you went, oh gosh, I really love that person's voice?
So Avriana, she is a literal queen. Oh my God, I love her so much.
Opry Next Stage.
Yes. So my dad introduced me to her online during COVID, and she posted her first song, and I was like, she's really good. Like, I love her so much. And in the time when I was thinking of quitting a while ago because of the, not hate, but scared of what people were thinking of me.
Sure.
She was Instagram Live one time, and I commented, I was like, what do I do? Like, I'm scared, but I love it. Like, you know what I mean? And she was like, you just got to keep doing it. And if it's something you love, exactly what I said. And those are kind of her words that I said too. And it's just, she's amazing. I've met her twice now. Big influencer. She's amazing.
So great. Well, and I think that there are so many people, it's around your age, because it's different for older singer-songwriters, older people who've been in the business. They didn't start on a platform where you have a million people who can see your stuff overnight.
Exactly, yeah.
And that can be exciting, and it can be really scary too.
My dad and I talk about Drew Baldridge all the time.
Love Drew.
His song just blew up overnight, and we love him too. He's amazing.
That's so cool, and he's from Illinois too.
Yeah,
Illinois boy. I love all of this. Okay, so we've got a song that we're about to play. It's "I Plant My Own." Give me all the details on this song.
So this one was wrote by Kelly McKay, Nancy Decken, and Maddie Wilson. I was great to have this song given to me, and the first time I heard it, I was obsessed with it. So this song's kind of about a relationship that ended, it's not a revenge song or anything, but something you still think about and the memories, so.
Okay. Okay, I like that. Are you writing some of your own stuff now?
I am. So two of my top three songs are my most streamed. I co-wrote Forgot Your Name and Something You Don't Deserve. So that's exciting. And I Plant My Own is now my most streamed within the last month. So that just came out. And it's my latest release too. So.
Congratulations.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay, so has it been played on the radio before?
It has.
Okay.
Yes, it has.
Well, it's about to make its WSM debut.
Yes,
You
so
ready?
exciting. Yeah, I'm ready.
Here we go. I Plant My Own. We're playing it for you right now around the world on WSM. This is McKenna Faith Winters. Welcome back, everybody. It's Coffee Country and Cody. We are in the studio this morning, and we are talking to McKenna Faith Winters. She's from Machesney, Illinois, Machesney Park, Illinois, also known as Rockford, or very close to Rockford.
Yes,
for those
exactly.
that are thinking, where exactly is that? So you've been doing music for a while, 17 years old, heading into your senior year of high school. Mm-hmm. And as a mom of a 16-year-old, I'm looking, going, are you going to be able to get through the entire senior year going to school? Or are you going to do some hybrid where you're going to be learning at home some of it?
Right.
Because you're like doing gigs and stuff.
Yeah, so that's why I had to quit basketball because I've got so many gigs during the wintertime, especially inside and like whatever. But I'm hoping to finish it out. I mean, football season, gotta love the football season out there. But we've talked about homeschool a lot, so it's definitely in the mind. So
Okay.
Yeah.
And then beyond, I was asking the question, are we looking at some schools, or are you just going to come here and dive in? Because both are an option, right?
Exactly. We were talking about Belmont, but I don't know.
Okay.
It all depends on what happens, I guess.
I love this. I love this for you. It's exciting.
We're just going with the flow right now.
Right.
So, yeah.
It's
exciting. You have to do with this. I mean.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, and developing your songwriting and being with people.
Exactly, yeah.
I think that's the really cool thing about Nashville is it's such a collaborative effort.
Yes,
you
it
find
is.
your people and you
Yeah,
start
you do.
writing with them and
Exactly.
you're like, oh, this is great.
So Cedric Israel, my producer, he's introduced me to so many songwriters, and it's been amazing. I was just with him this weekend. I recorded 3 songs this weekend.
Oh, you've been busy.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I've been always busy. And then went right when we get back tonight, I have softball practice.
And you were there for the 4th of July.
Yes.
So you got to see all the fun stuff.
Yeah, we did.
Well, you've got a band with you this morning. Introduce your band to us.
Yeah, so this is Leonala and Dave. They've been with me for about a year and a half. We've been playing together. They've been great. I call them my musical grandparents. But yeah, they've been amazing. I'm so grateful to have them.
That's amazing. So we've got so many songs that have been released already. And then I saw on your website, you have 5 new releases scheduled for this year.
Yeah. Yeah.
Holy cow. How many are we at right now? Is
13. I Plant My Own is the 13th, yeah.
Okay, so that's like an album.
Yeah, so my first song, I'm doing Country Night, which we're about to play. I released July 4th in 2023. And we actually re-recorded it, so a new improved 2025 version is coming. So that's why we're going to do it today.
Oh, very cool. All right, well, take it away. Let's hear it.
Ready?
You learned how to play harmonica.
I did, actually, like a month ago. So my parents got me one for my birthday in May. And I was jokingly like asking, hey, like, can you give me a harmonica? And they were like, yeah. And then I opened my presents. I was like, oh my gosh, I was so excited. I don't know why, and then we were talking about it. So what's the instrument again that's in this song? The fiddle. Yes, the fiddle's actually in the beginning of the whole song. And then they were like, well, you can replace it with a harmonica. So then I got the G, the key, G, and then I learned it within like 10 minutes.
That's kind of great.
Yeah, I hear things really well, so it comes easy to me actually.
Was it, how does your brain switch from I'm singing to I'm playing now? Because that's a different part of your brain that has to engage.
Yeah.
Has that become a little bit easier the more that you've done it?
Yes,
because
definitely.
It's the same as like playing and singing.
Right.
It's totally
I couldn't do that
different.
For the longest time. I'm beginning to play guitar a lot more, but he's
good.
always. But I do play guitar, a little bit piano. But it gets easier definitely once you get used to it.
That's awesome. Yeah. That's so good. All right. So where can people find you coming out? Do you have some gigs?
I do have some gigs. I'm playing some. I have a whole website, so McKennaFaithWinters.com. There's like schedule there, so you can look at all the places I'm playing, whether it's in Illinois or Wisconsin. Hoping to book more, definitely. And then my social media is McKenna Faith Winters Music.
There you go.
Everywhere.
And tell everybody the name of your fan club.
So you want to hand me those? They're right there. So we were talking about this. I was like, is this even appropriate to like?
Totally appropriate. I think it's funny.
It means McKenna Faith.
Yeah.
So I have MFer fan club.
The MFers.
Yeah, the MFers.
For McKenna Faith. I thought it was very funny.
And these are actually for you guys. So you can pass them out.
Thank you.
We got stickers, koozies. We have T-shirts on our website, hats, bracelets. The one you got, my mom.
Well, thank you so much. Thank you for coming in, and congratulations on all the big stuff.
Thank you so much.
Congratulations, Mom and Dad. I know it's a lot of hard work. You're out there on the road with her, and it's showing. You can see that you're pouring into her. Thank you for coming in.
No, thank you so much for having me.
That's McKenna Faith Winters. You can find her on all the socials to keep up with her. We've got more right here on Coffee, Country, and Cody after this. Carrie Underwood live on the stage of the Grand Ole Opry. Man, that's one of those songs that I think was a deeper cut, and people are, when they hear it, they go, oh, such a good song, such a great sentiment. And she always looks fantastic on stage at the Opry. Good morning, everybody. Thanks for joining us here, Coffee Country and Cody. We're talking about all the things that have happened over the weekend. Certainly, top headlines all around the world has been the devastating floods that have happened in the south part of Texas. And a lot of our friends, of course, call Texas home, from Maren Morris to Casey Musgraves, Miranda Lambert, Robert Earl Keen. It was early in the early morning hours of July 4th when we saw those flash floods that really just devastated about 70 miles west of San Antonio. And that is very close to where Robert Earl King calls home. So he's been one of the first to step forward and say, hey, we're going to make some donations. We're going to put together a concert, some kind of benefit concert. He said, I will be donating 100% of the merchandise sales from our current tour to the Community Foundation. My sincere prayers and condolences for all of those involved in the tragedy. Please stay tuned as I work in partnership with the community to continue to support those in need. So death toll in Kerr County, Texas, I think stands at 60. That may have already just been updated. Just devastating to see what has happened down there. And Miranda Lambert also stepping forward saying, we're going to help out with all of the shelters that may have just been decimated in these floods. $15,000 goal was for Mutt Nation. They put it up there trying to raise about $15,000. MuttNation.com is where you can find more information from Miranda's charity. And then she also said she too is going to be stepping up and helping with all of the efforts that are going on down there. We've heard from Casey Musgraves and Maren Morris, as we mentioned, so many others that call that place home. Pat Green went online and said that he and his family had suffered a loss, did not elaborate as to what that was. But our thoughts and prayers are just with everybody in Texas. Of course, when all of those benefit concerts start coming together, we'll keep you up to date on how you can get tickets and help support that, because that's what country music does. We always come together and take care of each other. Let's talk about Sam Hunt. He's got a new baby. This kind of happened under the radar. We were like, wait, you're now Hunt party of 5. So he has 2 little ones that are at home and added a third in May. And apparently the third one is a little bit different. His name is Wayman. And he said the first 2 were really easy, but Wayman has been the one that dances to the beat of his own drum. So apparently Wayman doesn't like to sleep very much. But yeah, they've got a little boy that's at home joining Lucy Lou, and Lal is the little boy. So Laurie Lee, that's it. He's 21 months old. So now they've got 3 that are under 3. And we're thinking about Sam and his wife.
And it sounds like the third one might be the last one. If
the
it's
third one
difficult.
is the one. They're like, oh, Wayman is different is what they're saying. So that means that kid's not sleeping at all, and neither are they. Well, let's talk a little bit about Russell Dickerson. Man, he has just been killing it. The WrestleMania tour is rolling on. He was on stage on the 4th of July, celebrating with everybody, getting everybody fired up, pumped up for it. And now he has a new song. It's called Sippin' on Top of the World. It's pretty great. New album is coming August 22nd. It's Famous Back Home. So get ready for that. He wants his fans to crank it up and crack open a cold one to celebrate. He was downtown with 365,000 of our closest friends and family and fans as we were all celebrating the 4th of July. His next gig is actually going to be in Santa Barbara at the Santa Barbara County Fair in California. That's happening July 12th. So he has a couple of days to rest and recuperate after being on stage. And then I mentioned this before, but do you know where Happy Hour got its start? Well, I'll tell you. It's kind of a strange phenomenon. Everybody knows about happy hour, but who really started it? It actually dates as far back as the late 1800s, if you can believe it. Businesses would have happy hour clubs. It was kind of adopted from a social club that was around at the time. So you would have everything from boxing to wrestling to boxing and wrestling. I put those two things together.
Oh, that's UFC, I think. Boxing and wrestling together.
Yeah, that's wrestling, right? That's what that is. Music, dancing, movies, it was all happening. And this was around 1913. So it was also around that same time that the Secretary of the U.S. Navy prohibited the use of alcohol on ships. So if they would pull into harbor, they would leave to find the happy hours. And they wanted the happy hours that had alcohol because they couldn't have alcohol on the ships. So thus began the tradition of happy hour with alcohol. You can thank the U.S. Navy. If you're going out and you get half-price appetizers today, say thank you to someone in the U.S. Navy. All right.
I have a brother-in-law who was in the Navy, and they really enjoy those trips ashore.
Sure do. Sure do. They get out there and they really celebrate.
Yes, they do.
This is WSM's Coffee, Country, and Cody.
Welcome in, everybody. You are listening to Coffee Country and Cody this morning. We are sitting inside our Simply Superior studio. Thank you to Gus Arundale and our friends at Springer Mountain Farms as we look on to the Grand Ole Opry Plaza. And the sun is shining down and all is right with the world because Ketch Secor just walked in. It just feels right. How you doing, friends?
Well, I'm doing great. I'm so glad to see you.
It's
I
so
love
good
your
to
new
see you.
digs. To me, they're still new.
Aren't they? They're beautiful.
Yeah, the place looks great.
It just feels like it was meant to be. This was the perfect place to be. Mr. Acuff would probably love the fact that we are broadcasting from his living room each and every morning.
Well, I feel his spirit in the house.
You do? And sitting on our Simply Superior stage, this is our Assembly Food Hall stage, that is the same wood from the Ryman. So
Oh my gosh, it looks so familiar now.
Same as the circle, but we call it the rectangle. Doesn't have the same ring to it, but we're making it work.
Yeah, well, no, it's a beautiful piece of lumber here. And I'm so glad our friends down at Assembly Food Hall, who really gave me something to do downtown besides go boot shopping. I love the fact that there's a place for us, the folks that live here, to go and experience downtown Nashville. And without that, I don't know what we were going to do.
It got a little squirrely, and now we've got some really good spots down there. You've watched all of this grow up. When did you come to town?
I first came here in 1996 to play on the curb.
Okay.
And I played in front of the Sparrows, which is still there.
It is still there.
Of all places.
Right above the garage, or right below where I park usually. I'm in that garage.
Oh, yeah?
So, on the corner. And what have you noticed as far as things that have stayed the same and things that have changed for the better? Let's stay positive today.
I have a lot of positive affirmations to share with you about this wonderful town in Nashville,
That's
Tennessee.
what we wanted to hear. Thank you very much.
And I just love it here. And I've called it home now for 28 or 9 years or something. And I guess I really like that there are now wonderful restaurants for us all to dine in. I remember coming here at, when you're 20, you don't really care about great restaurants anyway.
Sure.
I ate a lot more Waffle House when I was 20 than I am now, eating now in my 40s. And I still like it smothered than cuttered.
Yeah. Got the whole thing going. Get a little chili on the top.
I don't top it with chili.
You don't
do you
top
do that,
it?
Kelly? I do not top.
I mean, I have.
It's
I will
called
be
Bert's
honest.
Chili. There's just something. I feel skeptical of a man named Bert selling chili.
You're like, no, thank you, Bert. Keep your chili to yourself. Okay, so we know you, of course, from Old Crow Medicine Show, Grammy Award-winning, I should mention. Thank you very much. But now you're doing a solo project that comes out on Friday. Give us the insight into this record and how the sound is different from an Old Crow sound.
Well, thanks for asking. I've always been a band guy,
Yeah.
and I never did a solo record. I've been in Old Crow now for 28 years.
Wow.
I think 27, 28. It's
Okay.
been a long time.
Yeah.
And, we came here primarily because the Grand Ole Opry invited us to play out here on this curb. right out in front of the entrance to the Grand Ole Opry House at a place that we called the Chevy Tahoe stage.
Okay, yeah.
We called it that because some local car salesman had put up a big car there that we were all supposed to ooh and ah over, and we would suggest that you instead ooh and ah over this greasy, rough-cut string band that had driven down from Mountain City, Tennessee, to go open up its case right in front of this Chevy Tahoe. And so this album that I've made tells the story of the infancy of an old-time string band coming to Nashville. It's a song cycle. It's a little bit operatic. It's kind of a concept album.
Oh, I love it so much. Spoken word in there, I saw.
There's a lot of spoken word, a lot of sort of rap-esque type of, fast patter, really. And I talk a little bit about WSM. And,
Thank you.
This was the beacon that drew my band and so many other bands, not so much from my generation, but from generations before, that it was like a homing device. These fiddles and banjos, they couldn't avoid the Air Castle beacon.
We got you in here and we're going to keep you right here. It's just like that golden cage. Come on in. We want you to stay, but it's the best golden cage you could ever be in.
Oh, yeah. Lock me up.
I love it. Okay. What were you listening to growing up? What was playing around the house that really seeped in and made Ketch Secor who he is?
I listened to a lot of Bob Dylan. Mom and Dad were from Toledo, so they listened to a lot of Motown at home. And I had my mom's record collection, which included a lot of the folk revival music of the 1960s. And like so many folks that were born in 1949, like my mom was, in what we would now call the Rust Belt, but at its time was reaching this zenith of manufacturing, all this stuff, was the records like Hang Your Head Down, Tom Dooley, these records of the Kingston Trio and so many other performers who brought folk music and traditions to a new generation that had never heard them. So my mom got really excited about that kind of music, and it was all in this trove of her record collection. So I got to hear wonderful music. I came to the Grand Ole Opry in 1984 when I was a kid living in Louisiana. My mom and dad drove me up here, and I talked about Minnie Pearl the whole ride home. So I definitely like country music.
Yeah.
And we went to square dances when we were kids. So and I lived in Virginia primarily, so we heard a lot of bluegrass music, and I sang in the church. So that was another big part of my upbringing.
So when did grabbing the fiddle, when did it really gravitate to you? Was fiddle first or was it guitar first?
No, the fiddle was the last instrument that I learned to play.
But you're so prolific at it.
I do play a lot of fiddle, but I started with, my dad gave me $5 on this school field trip. He said, go get something at the gift shop, son. And the school field trip was to Thomas Jefferson's house, Monticello.
Yeah.
So the big top item that the kids in the 4th grade were pulling in that year was a quill pen. All the cool kids wanted the quill pen, or you could get a distressed copy of the Declaration of Independence. Well, I chose the jaw harp, and I learned to play it, and I managed to save most of my teeth here, and that jaw harp made all the difference. So I was the only jaw harper in the 4th grade, and then by the 5th grade, I found this elusive dance partner. And I became a child harmonica player. Well, then I got Mom's guitar out of the attic when I was about 12, and then they all sort of fell like dominoes, banjos and mandolins and pianos and string basses, and soon I was a fiddler.
See, that's the thing, though. You're so prolific at many different instruments. Was the music always there for you? I say that in a way, do you see it differently than most people hear it?
Oh, that's an interesting question. I mean, I'm definitely like a little hippy-dippy in that I do see it differently than I hear it. Sometimes it feels, it's in the spiritual realm, this work that we do. I mean, these are the paints of the gods that we get to dip our brush into, and anybody can do it. So it's pretty magical stuff, and it's a bit surreal. But I think I'm basically a song and dance kind of man. I like to be on a stage. I feel probably like I have a lot in common with you.
Yeah.
And maybe I'm a little bit more on the music side, but I just like the microphone, man.
It's fun, man. It's fun, that energy and the energy exchange when you are in front of people. There's nothing like it in the world. You know that. Hey, congratulations on the new gig. You're going to be one of the hosts of Tennessee Crossroads? Crossroads?
Oh, yeah. Isn't this wonderful news with our friends at Nashville Public Television? They've invited me to take over for Joe, the late, great Joe, who really developed this show for 30 years. This show, Tennessee Crossroads, is a treasure.
It really is. And it's beautiful storytelling, and it falls so perfectly in line with who you are and what you do. So congratulations.
Well, thanks for saying so. And I want to congratulate you for being a Grand Ole Opry announcer.
Thank you.
I know it's been a year or two, but it's still new news to me. And I'm just so glad to see you up there at that same microphone where I first came to town. It was Harold Hensley.
Yes.
Was up there.
What a voice. What a voice. Yeah. I can't emulate that.
Velvet.
But man, it's beautiful. Hey, we're going to play Catch Me If You Can. This is the new single. It's off the upcoming solo project that comes out on Friday. Story the Crow Told Me. What do you need us to know about this before you play it?
Well, like I said, this whole album is kind of a meta project. It's telling the story of Old Crow coming to town and developing the skills that it would need to authenticate hillbilly string band music, which was not that easy to do when you were a regular middle-class kid growing up with a Nintendo Game Boy and a Michael Jackson record collection, So it wasn't that easy to sing about, growing tobacco and, killing hogs if you didn't first go out and do it. So some of the record concerns itself with learning these plain affairs of living, which we did up in this amazing place in the holler, and we came down here from the holler, and anyhow, by the time we get to this song that you're going to play, I'm already living on Dickerson Road, and maybe it's by the time I moved up to Jolton. Things are starting to get squirrely.
I like squirrely. All right, here it is. Ketch Secor, everybody. You're hearing it this morning on WSM.
From WSM Radio, this is Coffee, Country, and Cody.
Well, the new album is coming out on Friday. Story the Crow Told Me, Grammy Award winner, founding member of Old Crow Medicine Show, Grand Ole Opry star, soon to be new host of Tennessee Crossroads on PBS, sitting on our Assembly Food Hall stage this morning. Ketch Secor, how are you?
Well, after that intro,
you like that?
My head's a little large for this square platform.
I'm sure there's some more accolades I could have added in there. I might have dropped a few of them. But yeah, we're talking about this solo project. How long did it take you to put this together?
Well, my pal Jody Stevens and I wrote all these songs, and he produced it and co-produced it, and we did it in a few different places around town. And my friend Rusty Gaston, who runs Sony Music Publishing, put us together, and I thought, Jody's in a contemporary country music space, so I figured when he reached out about writing some songs, we were going to write songs for, Luke or one of the Lukes. And please, can I get a Luke? Can I
There's
just get
a couple.
Luke over
Yeah,
here,
sure.
And then I got there, and he's like, no, I want to write for Old Crow. I was like, oh, okay. So we ended up writing this project because Jody had seen me playing at the Station Inn back in, I'm playing there tonight.
You're at the Station Inn tonight?
I'm at the Station Inn tonight. And you guys who are out there listening in the wonderful and rich landscape that is the WSM listenership, some of my favorite places in the world can tune into that AM signal.
That's right.
And I'm talking about Putnam County all the way across down to, of course, Hohenwald. And
we reach out to Paris.
Oh, I know they're tuned in Henry County.
You know that.
And also in Fulton.
Getting ready for the fish fry.
Oh, well, of course. It's the world's biggest.
That's what happens, man. I love it so much. And now you can actually download the app so we can be worldwide, which is
that's
great.
how my mother listens.
Is it good?
Yeah.
Okay, crystal clear as we're coming through this morning. So we would love for you to play something for us. What do you want to play? You've got so many instruments here. Which one do you want to start with?
Oh, well, I thought I'd just give you a little taste of this new record that comes out on Friday, and I'm excited to share these tunes with people.
Okay. I thought about this. Is it an audio autobiography?
Yeah, I think something like that. But it's not of the whole story of my life. It's just of these moments. It's from about being about 18 to about 23.
Okay, so part one.
Yeah, this is sort of part one of the story. And if you know Old Crow Medicine Show, or if you're just a lover of traditional music, or maybe you're the biggest Billy Strings fan, you know that all roads lead to a man named Doc Watson.
Oh.
And this is a song that I wrote about. It's called the Talkin' Doc Watson Blues.
Ketch Secor. Man, you need a minute to catch your breath?
Oh, no, I'm good.
You're good.
I'm flapping flapping my wings on the inside.
It was such a musical journey, and I'm following it all through there, and just the smell of fried bologna and the drugstore, man, all of it. It's just it's a picture. You painted a picture. Beautiful.
Well, thanks.
Love that.
The journey that I was on, especially at this time in my life, it just seems like it's worth telling other people about.
Yeah.
Because it was an unusual one, and times have changed in Nashville, and country music has adopted all kinds of new sounds and styles, and yet people like Doc Watson and Marty Stewart, who is a featured vocalist on this album, really helped me to forge a new link in the chain of the traditions that make country music, stretch on back these past 100 years since we've been listening to this radio station.
Well, we've got 1 minute left. Do you want to do a little fiddle for us to celebrate the 100 years that we call WSM and the Grand Ole Opry? I know we ran out of time, but you brought the fiddle, and I would be sad if you didn't give us a little something.
Well, we got to have a little taste of it, because, it was this solo fiddle that really was the shot heard round the world. This is all it really sounded like back in those days.
There it is.
Country music.
Uncle Jimmy Thompson, we'd be proud. Thank you so much. Thank you for being here. Going to be on the Grand Ole Opry stage. We just looked it up. August the 12th, you're going to be there. But tonight, where are you playing tonight?
Oh, the world famous Station Inn with my great
is.
new band celebrating this album. Thanks so much for having me here on not only my favorite radio station, but probably the world's greatest.
We'll take that. We will run with it. Ketch Secor, it is so good to see you. Congrats on this new solo project. Again, Story the Crow Told Me. It comes out on Friday. And we've got more right here on Coffee Country and Cody. Don't go away.
More Coffee, Country, and Cody is on WSM.
Well, in case you missed it, it's Coffee Country and Cody, and we're on WSM. Good morning, everybody. I'm Kelly Sutton.
The guy just said it twice at the same time. He's very talented.
Everybody really, really wanted to be heard at that point. So I'm Kelly Sutton. That's Zach Bennett, Annie Knight, Jeff Roberts, Charlie and Bill are off today. We're holding down the fort on this Tuesday. We had yesterday off, so it really does feel like a very Monday Tuesday. And as we're looking through some of the highlights, we're like, man, 4th of July feels like it was a long time ago. It was on Friday. And we had an incredible time. Everybody that came downtown, thank you for stopping by, saying hi, just letting us know that you were there, posting pictures and tagging us in them. Official count from the Nashville Convention and Visitors Bureau was 365,000 people, all crammed in downtown on Broadway, watching our free music. It got started at like 11 because we got the Kids Fun Zone. A lot of people were playing over there, including Charlie Worsham. So happy to see that he was over there playing. But then when it came down to all of our big performances on our Jack Daniels stage there, the main stage, we started off with Keisha Rainey. She did our national anthem. Then we went to Grace Bowers, who just rocked it out with Grace Bowers and the Hodgepodge. Nico Moon came out. Everybody had a good time with him. WrestleMania with Russell Dickerson. And then Dierks Bentley was our headliner, followed by Hot Country Nights, who did their thing.
Everything was on the riverfront stage this year? Nothing at the amphitheater?
Now, we do the Nashville Symphony at the amphitheater.
Okay.
So they are set up at the end of it. After Hot Country Nights did their last song and everyone was clapping, they toss over and I'm on the amphitheater stage and I get to introduce the Nashville Symphony. But in case you're unfamiliar with how all of this works, it's such a cool experience because our symphony has coordinated everything that they are playing along with the company that is doing our fireworks show. So there is a guy who's sitting at a folding table directly behind the symphony, and he has on headphones, and it's like NASCAR set, right? The double headphones and the microphone. And he's looking at his computer, and he has the sheet music for everything that they are playing. Mm-hmm. And then he has another little monitor over here. And the sheet music starts to play, and he's going, fire, 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 fire. And he is telling the people that are across the bank when to fire each one of the fireworks so they will be in time synchronized with our Nashville Symphony. And he has to do it a half second beforehand because of the delay between talking to them and actually pushing the button and it going up and explode. It's crazy.
Yeah.
The fact that it is timed like this and it works out so perfectly is a miracle.
Well, they've got a lot of practice because I remember 20 years ago or so, I was working for the radio station that was the official sponsor of it. So I was down there and got to see a lot of it firsthand. And they've been doing it. But when they start up with Stars and Stripes Forever, it's on.
Yeah,
like that's the finale.
That's
and
the finale.
You hear that first note and you're like, here we go.
And the concussion that you feel in your body,
Yeah.
it truly is unlike anything else. When you are down there on the riverfront, the power that comes at you. We were officially the biggest fireworks display in the nation this year.
All right.
So good job, Dina Ivy. It was incredible. If you didn't get to see it, we've got stuff loaded all over socials. You can go back and look at it, but definitely make plans to come and see us next year. Free, open to the public. It's a good time had by all. Next big event that we've got coming up is our Music City Grand Prix. That's at the end of August. And then we start looking forward to Nashville New Year's Eve. And you need to come and hang out with us.
I need to go back on the 4th of July because I was telling you this the other day. The last time I was there, Taylor Swift opened for Rodney Atkins. That's how long it's been since I've gone down there on the 4th of July.
Zach. That's been a minute.
It's been a minute. I think seriously, it was like 19 years ago at this point. So
oh my
gosh.
Yeah.
Well, I live in Smyrna. We've got our own fireworks out there.
That's
so,
right.
Yeah.
That's right. Lots of fireworks displays all around. Sadly, my dog hates them all. So he was not happy about any of them. Have you seen all of the videos of people saying it's like the point of view from the dog and he goes, my owner gives me a special treat and then I don't hear the boom boom and it has them like floating on a cloud. That's kind of what we do. We get him real drugged up. He's over there just like, what's happening?
Our dog is scared of thunder. Like thunder just completely terrifies our dog. But the fireworks didn't bother her at all. She just laid there on the couch. And I think it's because she took the cue from my wife and I that we weren't overreacting. So she didn't.
So they were okay.
So she was okay with it. But then the thunderclap yesterday just terrified her.
Yeah, that was it.
Yeah.
That was the end of it all. Well, we want to say hello, good morning to everybody, including Sam Hunt and his new baby. Yeah, I kind of remember there was an announcement that they were going to have a baby, but then it got really quiet and we didn't hear anything. The baby was born in May. So congratulations, Hunt Party of 5. He and his wife Hannah welcomed their third baby together in May. They have a little girl, Lucy Louise, who is 3, a little boy, Lowry Lee, who is 21, and now they have a little boy and his name is Wayman. And I'm like, you got 2 kids with double L names. Why wouldn't you name this one a double L name? But he didn't. Wayman, and apparently Wayman likes the beat of his own drum, is what Sam had
He's
said.
upset that he didn't get the double L name. So that's what it is. I think we figured it out.
He said, we're not getting a whole lot of sleep. Wayman is the third one, and he doesn't like to sleep very much. So it's Weyman is his name. Nice size. He was like 8 pounds, 6 ounces, 21 inches long. So good sized little boy. Congratulations to them. Party of 5. Hopefully he will get some sleep sometime soon. Miranda Lambert and Chris Stapleton have a new duet coming that y'all need to hear. First time that they've been together. They actually co-wrote. It's called A Song to Sing, and it's coming out on Friday. So stay tuned for that. Chris says he understands the emotion from inside out because he and his wife Morgan have both lived it. That's coming from Miranda. And then she also said, when we finished it, we both knew we wanted to release it and to share it with everyone. They weren't going to give it to somebody else to sing, so they both did it. It's coming out on Friday, A Song to Sing. First collaboration from Miranda and Chris, and it's her first new music since 2024's Postcards from Texas. So we'll be looking forward to that. So we mentioned Russell Dickerson and WrestleMania, and that was a part of what was going on July the 4th. Well, he has a new song as well. It's called Sippin' on Top of the World. It's from his preview of his latest album, Famous Back Home. That's coming out on August 22nd. He encourages fans to, quote, crank it up and crack a cold one to celebrate. Love it, Russell. Tell him what to do. It's good stuff. He was a part of Let Freedom Sing, as we mentioned. 365,000 people were all there as a part of WrestleMania, and he definitely brought it. He did the gun show. He had on the big sunglasses. He had on the sleeveless Hulk Hogan shirt. So he is living his best life. He actually has a few days off, and then he's going to pick things back up, heading out to Santa Barbara at the Santa Barbara County Fair in California on July the 12th. So that's where you can see Russell. And again, new album coming out August 22nd. And let me just say, this is the rumor that just won't seem to go away. Let's talk about Riley Green and Ella Langley. So there's this whole thing. Was Riley dating Ella Langley, and then they broke up, and now he's dating Megan Maroney, and is that what's going on? Well, apparently, Ella was at a show, and there was a fan that held up a sign that said, "Wink if Riley is a dumb beep." So she reads the sign and looks right at the camera, gives him a little wink. Well, everybody lost their minds. The internet just went nuts. Oh my gosh, that must mean that they were dating and he screwed it up, and way to go, Riley. Well, it got back to Riley. So Riley sent Ella a text message that said, "Not the sweetest thing I've seen," which I absolutely love. But then also she said, my sense of humor, I was absolutely kidding. Look, they're smart. All of them are smart. This is all marketing for all three of them, Megan included. So did they, didn't they? Not sure, but they're not together currently. And Ella is releasing new music. So it's good for all of them involved. Winks or no winks. Just know that when you're holding up a sign and they're reading it, there is a chance that they might actually say those words instead of the lyrics to their own song. Carrie Underwood famously said, "I can't read the signs, or I will just sing what I'm reading."
Yeah.
So just know that that's part of it. Hey, we got a big show happening tonight. We're going to be honoring Charlie Daniels tonight at the Grand Ole Opry. Jamie Johnson, Chris Young, Trace Adkins, Rhonda Vincent, Eddie Montgomery, special guest Gretchen Wilson, and the Traveling McCoys are going to be a part of that as well. Make sure that you tune in tonight at 7 as the big red curtain goes up, and we'll see you back here tomorrow morning for Coffee, Country, and Cody.